Welcome to the show, episode 87?
88.
No, 88.
This is the racist one. Okay. So let's see.
Thank you guys for listening.
Well, then I can't be on this one. I gotta go. I'm sorry.
Mein Kampf PDF. Okay, I've had this planned out for a while.
Subscribe to the Patreon and listen to the next episode. Sorry, I'm recording the end of the episode in case I have to leave early. You guys could cut it up.
Wants me to log into Adobe to read Mein Kampf?
That's just absurd.
Well, I guess I just won't even read it then. If it's this if it's this much of a fucking pain in the ass, 88 will just be a regular episode.
Okay.
Fuck.
Then I guess I can be on this one.
I almost made the stupidest purchase of my life this week.
What was that?
There was the Vancouver Canucks were doing an auction, and it was like for the kids foundation or whatever, where they had a bunch of stuff for sale, and they had a limited one-of-a-kind jersey that was like, it was purple and pink, and it was for when Lizzo came and played in Vancouver.
Oh wow!
And it was made for the show, and I don't think she actually wore it on stage, but it has one-of-a-kind Canucks custom autographed Lizzo jersey, is decked with a sparkly primary logo, pink frilled sleeves, and Lizzo's signature flute on the sleeve. And then it goes on to like describe who Lizzo is. And it got posted in like a local sports blog. I'm like, oh shit, let's go see what it's at. It was only at like $325, so I put in my bid as $420. And it sat there for like 2.5 days. And it came to, and I was the leading bidder until like 4 or 5 hours before the fucking auction closed. And I was starting to get really concerned that I was going to have to spend $400 on a Lizzo jersey. And I'll send you guys a picture of it. But like, you can't even really tell if it's full length or if it's like a crop top where your belly would hang out. So it might have just been a jersey that I couldn't even wear. And then the actual auction happened, and the fucking thing went for $1,000.
Jesus!
Oh my god!
Well, I guess it's autographed.
Well, somebody wanted it more, and they'll appreciate it more than you.
Honestly, it looks really funny.
Yeah,
that would be so funny to wear at the stadium. Go into like a sports bar and just throwing that on.
Yeah, with like the giant Lizzo and like glitter on the back.
There's tassels like on the elbows. It looks like. Oh, that's so fucking cool.
That's crazy.
Lizzo is honestly so awesome.
Yeah,
like she's one of those people where you go back and forth between being like, this person's annoying and cloying and stuff, but then people get really mad at them and it becomes funny again. Sam Smith is another person like that.
Yeah.
Where it's like, this is the most like anodyne, like focus grouped person just trying to get news hits and stuff, and then people are like, this is literally Satan, this is disgusting, we need to get this off the air. And I'm like, actually this is cool now.
My favorite thing this week, the tweet that went viral on the right is some fucking just Twitter blue check mark guy that was like, this is masculinity now. And it's just Sam Smith with like these ass hugger Daisy Dukes walking into like a bodega. And this, like the funniest, that was already funny enough. Like just this right wing dumbass being like, ugh. And this dude replies and goes, I thought that was Boy George, with a bunch of cry laughing emojis. I'm like, that would be such a compliment to Sam Smith. So funny. Oh, I thought
like a British queer singer.
George. It's so funny. Seeing like George Michael be like, yo, Freddie Mercury, fuck you.
Sam Smith is like Liberace. You're an asshole. It's so funny to call a they, them non-masculine. You're not manly at all. You're fucking androgynous, bitch. You don't look like either one.
You're not non-binary at all. You're masculine. You're the masculinity of today, and that's the state of it. Period.
There's that Matt Walsh thing where he was like just doing like a 2 minutes hate on some random trans actress, and he just it kept going for like it kept going for so long. He was so angry.
I didn't watch it. I heard it was gross.
But he was like, well, you're not masculine. You've got that going for you. No one would ever describe you as masculine. But you're also not feminine. So he's just kind of like arguing with himself. He's like, well, you're actually not manly, and you're not a man anymore.
Bricked up all the time.
Which is what you want. But it's actually it's bad. It's bad that you're not a man, and you should be offended by that. Just really getting confused and not understanding. Like, people just haven't wrapped their mind around the non-binary thing yet, or like any gender issues.
I just hate the people that where it doesn't matter to them and it never will, but they choose to sit around and being like the thinker statue, but it's just genders. Like I said it before, but the fucking the unmodded Adin Ross Super Bowl chat of people just spamming the worst shit in the world, and the one guy going, 2 genders only, 2 genders only. I'm like,
that was
Going
you're
into
the worst
Adin
troll,
Ross.
man.
Yeah.
You're the worst troll. You could be saying anything right now. You can sign up with a throwaway email and there's no mods. You can say anything in the world and you're here going, 2 genders only. Like, you're such a loser.
that was the only
So
part of the Super Bowl I watched.
Funny.
Was
Adin
Adin
Ross's
Ross's
stream.
stream with the him and those guys talking muted and just having the chat in the corner, and then also seeing the other kick guys, like a certain clown we used to watch, being like, "This is so fucking awesome, man! Kick is
Oh,
going
cool.
to the
Relics
moon,
on-
man!"
Relics on kick now? Awesome.
Really going on there.
Yeah, they're just like, the only reason they had any viewers on there and they were breaking the records was because they were illegally streaming a football game.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I wonder how all those streams have been doing since that night. Are they all pulling 120 views now, every single across the board?
Well,
So good.
maybe if Adin Ross they just still have no mods and no one can get banned, then yeah, probably.
It is funny how people kept like, they'd go to one stream and be like, ooh, I don't want to go to Adin Ross stream. That chat's awful and I can't close it. Okay, I'll go to this guy's stream. He has fewer viewers. Ooh, there's a couple of racists in there too. I'll go to this guy. So then the lowest
Kick is
guy has
nuts.
100
And
viewers.
the e-girl streamers that were on there during the Adin Ross thing were just getting like a barrage of rape threats and shit in their chat, because people were just all the Adin Ross fans and the Andrew Tate guys. They all came on to Kick, and like, "Oh, there's a girl. You're a fucking bitch. You're a cunt. Fuck you. Fuck you."
Then one of the comments I saw about it on, I think, a Reddit thread about that whole debacle was this guy was like, I know we all have nostalgia goggles on for the glory days of Xbox Live and shit, but God, that's terrible. I never want to see that shit again. I actually feel dirty. It's so funny. It's like, no, you don't want your little glory days back, man. You were a little dumbass then. That's what
Yeah,
those
it's
kids
the
are doing
lamest
right now.
4chan shit. Just
Horrible.
people, they've got a copy paste that's like,
And let's face it, a lot of those are not kids. They're fucking
oh, for sure.
Oh,
Crazy.
absolutely. Copy and pasting.
And there are
Control
certain
is-
terms that were banned, like you couldn't say the hard R in that chat, so they had to star out certain things. but then
Eventually, it took them till the third quarter to do that.
the amount of moderation is crazy. Yeah, they got to banning slurs like 3 hours in, but there's no slow mode, no nothing, no bans.
They were turbo spamming. Hitler was right. Hitler did nothing wrong, and like the swastika, just spamming it over and over. And then the halftime show started, and they immediately start spamming "El Demons, El Satan." So funny.
I'm on there right now,
demons.
and they have a category
good.
called "Just Sleeping," and it's what you're thinking, but it's only one stream, and it has fucking 800 viewers
It's
right
so
now.
weird.
Are they really sleeping?
It's such a weird environment when you have a new streaming service like that, and all the people on it are on there because they
They're banned
think
everywhere.
that too, and they think that being a founder on a new website means you automatically get to be like the train wrecks of that website. Well, I guess train wrecks is on it, but like you get to be the top
Yeah.
guy.
Well, no, they are the train wrecks of that website now.
Yeah, they are. But yeah, that just doesn't work like that. Making an account on a new website, it's like going on Rumble or BitChute or something. Like, there are fewer people on there, and just because you're one of 1,000 people instead of 100,000 doesn't mean you're going to have over 10 viewers for doing nothing.
If any tech venture capitalists are listening to this and you're going to be investing in some sort of streaming service or whatever, any sort of media service, do not put the words free speech in any sort of the marketing.
No,
Don't
we
do
know
it.
we know what that means.
It's
You
gonna
know
be-
who's going to show up.
It means it's going to get taken off the App Store. Kick doesn't have an app yet, by the way. So that's a good sign. So you can't watch it on your iPad or your iPhone or your Android or anything, or Chromecast it. You have to have it open in a browser window.
There's also only one user currently with a sub button on the entire site.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's what.
Oh,
like,
really?
They've been bragging about doing like a 95-5 split, but you couldn't sub to them. You couldn't. You still
that's what
can't
I was-
give people money. So what does that even mean?
It's gonna go the way of Plexstorm, because once they actually are gonna be able to like pay, or like people can have subs, they're just not gonna pay people, because that's what happened with Plex. Like, you would get on there and like people would sub, and then like they would just never pay you,
Yeah,
like
'cause they're-
months later.
they were naked
and then
and they
the people
couldn't pay
streaming
for
on
it.
there. Yeah,
Like,
and then people streaming on there
they
were
started
just like,
on,
well,
banks
I haven't
and
gotten
shit.
paid, so I'm just done. And
That's
so it was like,
crazy.
because what's the incentive of like streaming on there, playing video games versus going anywhere else? Plex was the funniest because you would just have guys sitting there playing classic WoW with a camera showing their face, and then there's just a camera on their flaccid penis. And it's just not moving.
My WoW
and then they're
penis.
just playing WoW.
My stinky WoW penis.
And they have like 2 viewers.
Is the point to like try to get that guy hard by saying stuff in the chat?
Well, so
Sometimes
it's just it tried to
voyeuristic.
be it tried to be like a cam site plus Twitch, like playing video games
everyone
or
on there was
doing whatever.
gaming.
And so like they would have like the most popular streams would have like 100 viewers, and then it would just be some woman who's like playing a game and she's like naked, and then you'd have all these guys, and it was just like, you know, they have the different tiers, like, oh, if you donate like $20, she'll do something. But you know, so people naturally will gravitate towards that. What they don't gravitate towards is just some typical like MMO guy just sitting in his chair, stinking it up, and just like occasionally scratching his nuts. But you get to see that.
My favorite's like the most Ben guy that was just like the sort of hunky guy sitting there with just his shirt off playing fucking home run derbies on the MLB The Show.
Plexstorm's like entirely down now, but another
quite a while.
company has taken over the domain,
Mm-hmm.
and it's basically Omegle. It just says like is a random video chat website where you can meet strangers from the entire world with no registration.
Ooh, I love meeting
It seems like
strangers.
Oh, you are male or female? Wow. They're 2 genders, people.
Oh,
two genders.
They're 2 genders. Chatter's right.
Fuck.
I think that happens to a lot of those sites that just sort of like are or like were those cam sites, and then they just get like bought up and like just sort of like owned by whatever generic company owns like all of those sites, where it's just like, oh, you can chat with real women here, and then you just turn it on and it's just a guy jacking off over and over and over again.
All I know is I would hate to have the fucking headache of running a site like Kick. I mean, it's stake owned. They're already used to fucking doing shady shit. But my God, they just had like 500K collective viewers watching the Super Bowl on their site. It's so funny to think about.
There must be a lawyer somewhere, right?
No, as I was thinking, like that lawyer's got to be like, I think I'm out of here, guys.
Well, I feel like whatever lawyer they're dealing with is just as shady and like
oh yeah,
psychopath.
He's just not going to figure it out. He's like, oh yeah, I'm going to do a deal with the NFL. It's going to be, we're going to sign a contract. We're going to say retroactively you were allowed to stream the Super Bowl, and then he's just like emptying.
To be honest, they might have just fucking given the NFL a fuckload of Bitcoin. Been like, here, sorry.
who was that lawyer that was like Stormy Daniels' lawyer?
Michael
Got in
Avenatti.
trouble for like stealing.
Yeah, Avenatti's
Yeah. No,
I think
Avenatti
he is in
did.
prison. Wow, that was.
Yeah,
people
he
thought
is.
people wanted him to run for office at a certain point.
I
They're
remember
like,
that.
look,
That's
he's so
fun.
clean cut and well spoken, and he knows how to get under Trump's skin.
I wonder if there's any Avenatti for president merch floating out there still.
It's because he's the same exact type of guy as Trump. Just like a
That's why he took
slimy
it.
tri-state ethnic guy who's like just loves going to jail and lying on tape.
No, he
Like he's
doesn't.
the same
Liar's
exact
so
guy as
cool.
like what was Trump's other lawyer's name? Michael Cohen and Rudy Giuliani.
They talk about presidents needing to be tall to be voted for, like just by the record, and they say like 5'7's too short. Imagine Michael Avenatti being, man, the debate they'd have a little fucking squatty potty for him.
That's the only reason I'm not president.
But you're not old enough yet either.
That is true.
You're not legal.
I
You're
am
not legal
16.
yet.
Yep,
We can't section you
I
as
can run.
president.
You
I
have to
can
get
run.
sexed in.
I can run for president soon. So
That's why I think we should never have a woman president, because I wouldn't want her to have to get sexed in.
Mhm.
I think that's disgusting. Like Trump and Biden had to.
come on, Mac.
You get sworn in
What
and
the hell was
sexed in.
that?
Come on, Mac, you don't gotta suck me. You don't gotta suck me like that. That's what Dr. Joe is for.
I got sexed in 08 and 2012, Mac. I don't need this.
I'm empty.
I love the idea of Obama sexing in Trump.
Mhm. Regrettably,
That's
like,
why he had
oh,
such
I guess I'm gonna
disdain
fuck
for him.
You better not fuck this place up.
Do you like my black cock? Donald, do you like my black cock? It's so big.
Sorry, it's the first time I'm seeing this.
you. I mean, I would love Trump Biden. Ooh, that's a
This riff's got
that's
legs. Let's keep going.
Yeah, pretty good riff. Obama fucking Trump. Nice. Good one, guys.
We're gonna get some liberal fans with this.
Dude, we're gonna get some hate mail for this from the Obamas, probably.
Yeah.
Well,
Barack himself is gonna send us an email.
Well, he's my 10th cousin once removed.
Well, actually, Trump got sexed in by Putin because he stole the election.
Oh shit!
every
Yeah,
time I look up
that's-
cousin once removed shit. I forget what it means.
It means it's your like first cousin's kid.
Okay. Yeah, it's just stupid wording.
Yeah, it is very confusing to figure it out. The only reason I know how to do it is because Ancestry.com does it for you. Like if you plug in all the shit and click on it, it'll say 16th half cousin.
Yeah, I've even explained it to people, but then I forget. I don't like those. I don't like the wording at all. Once removed. From what?
Once removed from
Yeah.
the family, they got kicked out.
Well, there's really no context to talk about it, I guess, other than like royalty, maybe.
Yeah. But I feel like it used to get used a lot more. Conversation and just tropes and shit, like punchlines. Oh, it's my mom's third cousin twice removed.
Yeah, they would say that on TV and stuff.
Yeah.
Whenever there's like a joke about a rumor, I heard it from my second cousin
Yeah.
once removed's cat that
Hey, let's bring
yeah.
that back.
Yeah, let's bring that back.
My cousin once removed stuck in the laundry.
Yeah. Once you remove them from the laundry. Fuck. Hey, back in the day we say my cousin once removed, and now we want our cousins not to be removed. when
She's
they're
going to be
stuck.
twice removed once I pull it out.
Oh, huh?
What?
Alex just made a face after he said that where he squinted and shook his head a little bit. Once I pull it out. Not sure.
Getting confused by your own joke.
Yeah. I do that quite a bit if I'm streaming by myself and talk to myself too much, and I'll be like, not sure right after. Mm.
Yeah, I don't know about that one. We'll
Hey.
give it another shot tomorrow.
Yeah, focus on that. So cool. Hey, join my Discord where we talk about jokes. Fuck, that'd be so cool. Starting a Discord for Twitter
my joke workshop,
Discord.
my joke
Just to-
workshop Discord.
Just to read those channels, it'd be so funny.
Oh God.
Fuck. I just know those are out there. I would never want to join one of those like in bad faith. I just know they're out there and I like to think about
Yeah,
them.
the bad faith Discord is really
I don't want to
awful.
join.
Every time I bring up Virgil,
Yeah.
Texas, I get banned.
Yeah, and the new episode channel is so empty.
I tried calling him in my contacts on my old phone the other day, but he didn't pick up. He must have gotten a new phone number.
Jesus.
He's still in there as Virgil, Texas.
Christ.
fuck, man.
Oh man.
Just cleaning my shit out.
We'll try to reach out. I think I might
call it,
be friends
it's
with
like,
him on
hello?
Discord still.
This is Virgil. This is Brock.
Brock?
Hello, this was Barack Obama.
Was my phone number?
Oh, sorry, Brock. I had your name saved as Virgil, Texas. Huh? Fuck.
Hey, Obama,
Don't
you
call
didn't
me.
happen to fuck Donald Trump, did you?
Don't
No,
call me
no, I
anymore.
didn't. No, I didn't. The only man I would ever fuck is my wife, Michelle.
Damn it. This is a long running bit of being the Obama era
Obama, who's like
teacup millennial.
Michelle Obama is trans, but he like misgenders her, and then, like also thinks she's fat, even though he likes her. It just makes no sense.
My husband Michelle.
That's Michelle. I don't accept her.
I love her.
All right, what were you gonna say, Aaron?
Oh no, I was just
Yeah,
gonna
go
do a
ahead.
little Steven TV update because I found something pretty funny. Just scrolling his replies right now. So he's doing his standard like Melanie Mac prayer. Jesus, thank you for today. Thank you for blessing us with Melanie.
Mhm.
Jesus, thank you for helping Melanie. Blah blah blah. And then he gets a reply from someone saying, "I'm Melanie Mac's #1 fan. Get in line, buddy." And this person spelled Mac with a K. And he says, "Well, it's Mac, not Mac, but whatever." And I was like, "Oh, is this like a new like Melanie replier?" And I think it's an op because the profile picture is, I don't want to say their name out loud, but it looks like someone that's pretty known in Twitter.
Mhm.
And the bio is like novelist, reductus staff, coffee slut, science is real, retweets do not equal endorsements, author of Zombie World and the Fastidious series, AOC stan.
Cool.
And then the timeline is just like, loved your latest video on Harry Potter, Steven TV. Can I please get a follow back?
Well, he
God
deserves
damn it.
that. He does deserve to get annoying replies to all his tweets.
No, you don't understand. It's not knowing replies. He's getting outlawed. He's gonna have a bunch of fake fans that'll be like, "You should stream more shit."
Well, he needs someone to buy his merch because no one's buying his merch. Not even Drew Leach.
Wait. What, can you read some of his shirts to me? Maybe I'd like to buy some.
Oh, have you read them?
Can you read some to me?
You better not clip this out of context. I can't find his fucking shit. It's really stupid though. It's like, we need more meat. Oh yeah, make comics masculine again.
That's the new one he's selling. I mean, he has his normal T-shirts, and then he had a podcast that like I think he doesn't
Oh,
do
man.
anymore, and it was like Angels and Demons or some bullshit
I
like
need
that. And he
that.
tried to sell merch through that, and then
He did an audiobook of the Dan Brown novel. He got
How
shut
about
down.
this? How about this
And
for
then
a
he had-
stream
he
idea?
had a shirt-
Steven TV's podcast and Jump King.
How about
Oh.
that? God,
His
he had one that was just like
t-shirts
bacon.
fucking rule, man.
Oh,
Yeah, there's like a ton of them.
bacon
Yeah.
greater than
Like-
toothbrush.
No, it says bacon makes the world go around.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh my god!
And then there's like, there's one that's just hashtag a god thing. And then there's one that just says 9/11, never forget.
Mhm.
Oh, did you guys
That's a
know
good point.
Andrew R15 was born in 1993?
that's
That was about right. That tracks.
He's like 3 months
That's
younger than me.
crazy.
I always assumed he was
Yeah.
36 or 30 whatever because of 84
Well, 'cause
in his name. That really
And
blew
do
my
they
mind.
also just look so bad. Like you just
yeah, they
think-
only eat bacon.
It's the whole thing. Like, I mean, Steven TV is like in his 30s, but he looks like 40 something. They all just look so bad for their age because they're just on the carnivore diet. They're unhappy. They're angry all the time.
Red
It's
meat
cool.
ages you. I thought everybody knew this.
You can't just eat that. You can't
You
just
can't
eat that
just eat
alone.
that.
no. You
can't.
got to make the carnival cupcakes.
Oh, those are
That's
good.
true. I keep sending him a friend request on Facebook, and he won't accept it.
God.
weird.
Melanie
I
Mac's
know.
actual stalker, the one that she doesn't like, because he doesn't give her money.
I'm really surprised it wasn't just Steven TV the whole time, but
It is.
Yeah,
but
it's
that's-
like she says, well, my stalker, and it's like 80 guys raise their hands, like I am stalker kiss. But the actual stalker, his name is Sean something. I was on his YouTube, and it's so weird because he's like probably 56 years old. He has a
Mhm.
bunch of acoustic guitar covers of like Tom Petty songs, Bruce Springsteen songs. He does a Bruce Springsteen impression, kind of. He used to teach around
Okay.
Shanghai. I don't know if he taught a music class or he taught English and just did Beatles songs on the guitar as part of
Mhm.
it, but he has a lot of videos like that. And he doesn't really seem to be into video games at all or
No,
Harry Potter.
Weird.
And he seems like he converted to Christianity at some point, but he doesn't seem
Well,
like
there it
he's
is.
super into trans issues or any of the Gamergate type of culture war hyper online stuff that she is. But he thinks that she's stalking him and trying to marry him.
Mhm.
And he uploads videos about how she's stalking him and
yeah,
issuing.
like she freaking parked like 4 spots down from where I parked. Like it's so freaking annoying. Like,
Yeah.
that's
She
not
drives
my
in,
fault
she
we're at
drives
the
in
same-
front of me everywhere I go.
It's such weird
It's
stuff.
not my fault we're at the same hotel. Like all that shit's so good, man.
And on one of his videos about Melanie Mac, where there were like 100 comments of Melanie Mac guys yelling at him, being like, "You are insane! You can't do this." I replied to him and said, "I like your cover of American Girl by Tom Petty. That's one of my favorite songs of his." And then he replied to me like, "Thank you, man. It's like a breath of fresh air in this toxic cloud." So I made that guy's day.
But that
So
is
funny.
common for a lot of those like people like him, where they will just stalk you and accuse you of like being the one who's stalking
Oh,
them,
yeah.
harassing
It doesn't
them.
even have to make sense. They
'Cause
just
we have friends that get that all
it's
the
like
time.
the Obama stole my penis guy.
That guy,
Yeah.
like, as much as we joke, that guy does seem like a fucking psycho.
Yeah, something.
Absolutely.
something
Oh, yeah.
If he's making videos about how she's stalking him,
Like,
he's not well.
yeah, I hope the fucking whatever court thing they did does keep him away from her because
But also, I think she lies
Even though
about
she-
a lot
she-
of stuff.
I
Yeah,
think she
because-
was exaggerating it for money, but I hope that
For
guy
sure.
goes into treatment because he seems like he was a functional guy at one point.
not that anyone has
Yeah.
it coming, but if it's not that girl, it's gonna be the next fucking girl he sees on YouTube that he's like,
Mhm.
oh, my new wife. Let's
Yeah,
find
I
her.
hope he can get some help because he seemed normal up to a point, and then it was just like something happened, and he's just like, well, I guess you stalk me now. Haha, I hate it.
Bro, I
I'm gonna
hate-
tell you every day.
I hate when guys go slowly crazy like that.
It was weird that
Yeah.
she posted a GoFundMe for legal help. And it
Yeah.
got like $6,000 and
Oh,
then
that's
she
not
shut
weird
it
at all to
down
me.
because I mean it makes sense, but also it's like kind of raises a few questions about like this guy's a lunatic. Like he's out of his mind. He cannot file a lawsuit. And if
Yeah,
by
right.
like some miracle he managed to put together the $100 or whatever to file something in court, the judge would slap it down instantly.
Well,
Yep.
luckily
It would
she
get
knows
no
that
like there would not be a trial.
she knows her fans have access to their parents' credit cards,
That is
so
true.
she can get as much money as
AR-15
she
gave
wants from them.
$70 to it, by the way. And that was
He
the
does not
same
have
day
$70.
he posted on Discord that he worked for 13 hours and made less than $100 that day. That was the
Ugh.
same day.
God damn it, man.
I mean,
So he's giving a
That's
whole
cool.
day's labor to a woman for a lawsuit that isn't happening because it's just some guy emailing her.
it's the same as the Harry Potter
But her
game.
emails,
Like he didn't
remember
he
that?
didn't have $120
Yep.
to buy the limited edition, and yet he did.
Did he?
He did. Oh, because
Oh,
when you
shit.
played early, like anybody who played it like a
Yeah.
few days early had to buy the deluxe or limited edition or
So
whatever,
dope,
which was
man.
like
That's why we
120.
need people to buy those T-shirts.
Did he actually
Yeah.
play it?
Yeah, he posted it on his Twitter.
Oh, okay. Because I looked at
Yeah.
his YouTube video about it, and it looked like it was all screenshots from other people playing it in like different aspect ratios and stuff.
Steven hasn't, but Andrew did.
Oh, Andrew.
AR.
Okay. Yes.
AR,
Yeah.
yeah.
Steven, I was talking about.
Steven did not. Steven does not have a system he can play it on.
Yeah.
Steven is just like the Sega nerd where they're just like, yeah, GameCube for life, dude. I love it. It's the best system ever.
I hate that guy's
It's not that
dusty little TV.
I don't have $100 to go buy an Xbox 360. My mom won't let me. My mom won't drive me to the store.
Man, it frustrates me because like if those guys just want to play Sonic Adventure for Dreamcast over and over for the rest of their life, like that's
Yeah.
fine. But we got to get that guy like a 20-inch TV. We got to like put together like it's not
Not that
that
Filmora's production studio.
there are improvements that can be made in this lifestyle.
Yeah, but like they can't.
The TV, it's like the little TV. Remember when in the back seat of a car where there was the little DVD
Yes.
player? That's like what he's playing
Yeah.
games on in 2023, and it stinks.
He's playing it on like a portable DVD player.
It just stinks.
Somehow he's plugged it in and he's like, all right, this is perfect for
I have
me.
a 40-inch TV I got on Craigslist for $100.
When we were doing Patreon requests the other day, there's that Mets video where he was watching the
anime on
the
his
Helsing
3DS.
anime on a Nintendo DS, and it was like a 5-minute clip that was on there somehow.
So funny, dude.
And it was already dubbed. It wasn't sub, so it was, there's already a guy doing it better in English.
There's nothing funnier than watching a TV show on your like DS 3DS because like
That's
you
how it's Twin
would
Peaks.
think okay, I'm gonna play on my 3DS and maybe I'll throw something on the TV. You've seen the show 100 times. It's dubbed, so you don't have to read the subtitles. Watch it on the TV. Why are you watching on your 3DS, you little fucking
Road
freak?
trips.
Because it's convenient and he's a gamer.
Yeah. Maybe you don't have a TV in your room. You want to watch it in bed.
He's got a laptop. He's got a phone. It's like, God damn, what are you doing, man?
Yeah, but you can't lay down and watch your laptop very easily. You gotta turn it over.
Yeah, you got to
Uh,
turn to your side and then
yeah.
can't.
It's really like 2006 shit. Like I remember the break room at the diner that I worked at. There was like a portable DVD player that someone brought,
Mhm.
and the only DVD was Waiting. And so just sometimes on your break, you watch the first half an hour
Yeah.
of Waiting, and then go back to work.
That rocks.
Shrek was one of the DVDs that people had if they had one DVD.
Mm-hmm.
That was one
That'd
of
be
them.
so outlaw, laying there at night on like 100-degree night or in the middle of the summer, just laying there in a pool of sweat and having his laptop turned on the side and it's just overheating and whirring like louder than the fucking show.
They used to sell SpongeBob episodes on Game Boy Advance cartridges. And the idea of trying to watch a whole SpongeBob episode on the unlit original GBA makes me want to vomit. It makes me want to throw up in the back of my mom's car.
I watched an entire one of those episodes on one of those.
God
Wasn't
damn.
mine.
I remember when Netflix for the Wii was a DVD that they
Yep.
like sent you.
yeah, you couldn't
like,
install it
stream
for a
stuff.
while. Yeah, I remember
No,
that.
you couldn't. They didn't have the technology for that.
Crazy they had to push it through a fucking DVD though.
It's so funny. They have to send you a DVD. It's like, okay, now you
like-
can watch Netflix on your Wii.
Yeah, they're like 91% of Wii users don't have Wi-Fi because their parents are like, here, go to the basement. Take this. So awesome. The Wii was cool.
The Wii was great. I love the Wii.
Yeah.
The Wii also did more for the mental health system in America than the U.S. ever did. The U.S. government ever did. You'll find a Wii still. Yeah, you will still find a Wii in every single psych hospital, I'm sure.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, easy distraction, easy to learn Wii
And luckily,
Sports.
easy to find fucking replacements when the chip breaks.
Yeah, it was very
Yeah.
cheap. That's one thing that Nintendo kind of gave up on. Like the Wii U, most of the expense of that was the screen. And it didn't really
Yeah.
need the screen. Like if you could have
No.
I remember looking it up and you could get the actual console to plug into the TV on eBay for $80.
Mhm.
Damn.
And but you couldn't use it if you didn't have the controller with the screen on it. And the Switch is sort of the same thing, but that like it makes more sense because it's a standalone system. But
Mhm.
it's still the screen is a lot of the price.
Yeah.
And the Wii was the last time that they had a console that could be like $60 and they could give one to everybody. And there was something nice about that.
True.
Yeah, that's why they did it, because it came out at like 200, and 360 and PlayStation 3 were 400.
What's the Switch Lite going for these days?
150 new, maybe? It's not too expensive.
No. I got my wife a Switch Lite. Just because it was when it first came out, because it was inexpensive.
Yeah, girls love that shit.
Because it's little, it's inexpensive, and it's like easy to travel with. And I thought about
$239 Canadian.
I saw an ad for
what, $7
a
here?
Switch. Oh, get him!
Shut the
fucking
fuck
get
up.
him, dude!
Fuck you.
I saw an ad for like when you're scrolling through Instagram, and it was just like, oh, brand new like Switch screen only, and I was like, oh, that'd be interesting just to like have that, and just because I have so many Switch controllers because they break. And then I'd find them on sale for like $30. I was like, all right, cool. Instead of sending them back and getting them fixed, they just sit in the closet, and I just go get a new one.
Yeah, if you can get it without the controllers, that's probably...
I think it was like 150 pre-owned, and I was like, that's not bad. I don't need this, so I don't actually want to buy it, but like, it's not a bad option to like, just, that could be like the base Switch, and then I could just leave that plugged in, and then I could carry mine around with me. And like, if it's like, oh, let's play like Mario Kart or something, it's like, well, we just played on that other one, and we don't need to like plug it in or like have controllers on the side.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to play the new Breath of the Wild, but I wish I could play it on the computer in 60 plus frames per second.
Yeah.
That's what I wish, in 1080p. Because the original Breath of the Wild, I hope they re-release it someday. I hope in my lifetime I can play that in 60 frames per second.
They won't.
No,
They'll never do that.
Red
They
Dead
won't.
Redemption
Yeah.
2, I remember playing Red Dead Redemption 2 on Xbox, and it looked like shit and played like shit, and then I played it on PC, and it looks beautiful. And it's like a breath of fresh air.
Yeah.
So someday that'll happen, I think.
No.
I mean,
Nintendo
it
will
won't be
never-
on PC, but it'll be on a newer Nintendo console with better frames per second.
Nintendo should make a PC for babies.
Ooh, that's a good point.
Oh, you mean a
I love
Mac?
all the files.
Oh,
Oh, fuck yeah.
Shit.
Let's go.
But speaking of Instagram, huge news.
Yeah.
Big life-changing news.
Wedding bells.
Vince and his doll, Amber.
Oh, yeah.
She took his
They tied
last
the
name,
knot.
or he took her last name. Vince Lovedoll.
Vince Love doll. Because he does.
Yeah.
Did he order a flowery arch?
I assume that's just like a filter.
Okay.
He could have went somewhere too. Because he does love going to selfie places.
Oh no, it's a filter for show.
Yeah, because that's his wall.
That's his wall. Yeah.
I
it's
haven't
in
looked
his
at
house.
it. No.
Yeah, so, and then they did it in the black light
Thank
room.
God, I almost couldn't breathe for a second. Imagine him fucking wheeling her into a chapel or some shit.
I know. That, because he loves going to those selfie places, but he is self-conscious to like bring the doll in. He's
I
at
can't
least
wait
smart
for the
enough
new
to realize
series.
that.
It's my wife.
It's small. They posted a picture of them showing off their rings and like both drinking Faygo, and she's
Fuck
smiling,
yeah.
so she's happy and he's happy because. But the picture, him wearing his nicest outfit, and it's like the short sleeve, button up white, like
Yeah, he looks like
office worker
Peter
loser
Griffin
drone.
cosplay.
Yeah, it's like Peter Griffin or Hank Hill or Homer Simpson.
Mhm.
I tweeted it and someone replied Homer Simpson. So he's got real sitcom dad swag on that picture.
Marge, I married Amber.
Marge, my doll.
Marge, I wish you were a sex doll.
Bro, the other day
Oh.
when I was streaming GeoGuessr, it was a Brazil location, and there was a fucking Homer in the corner of this location drinking a beer, like on this ad, like a spray painted Homer on an ad, like outside of this bar, just like a lunch bar. And some guy who hadn't talked all morning just types in chat, Marge. So funny. It was like 8:30 in the morning too.
It's so easy to get it stuck in your head.
Yeah.
Marge, why isn't anybody talking about East Palestine?
It's Palestine, Marge. You're saying it wrong. It's colloquial.
I really can't, like, there's no way back from marrying your sex doll. There's no way back from being a sex doll.
Well, you
guy,
get a
right?
divorce.
Yeah, you got to divorce her.
No, it's just, there's no way back. He's been a lost cause since he bought that doll.
I think it's one of those situations where, like, people have speculated that Outlaw and his wife, it was sort of a setup type thing. Like,
Mhm.
both of their parents knew each other, and they were both single and, like, in their mid-30s, and someone said, like, oh, they both like wrestling, and they were, like, you know, liked each other well enough.
Yeah, and like Outlaw's dad would pay a high dowry or whatever.
Yeah, like, it seems like something...
That's how that works, right?
I mean,
Yeah.
essentially, more or less. It feels like something like that happened with Vince and, not Amber, his
Amber.
his real human
Ooh.
that he was married to, where like probably their parents were like, oh, they encouraged it and they paid for the wedding and all that stuff, and like
Well, I think
She has a car.
I think it was just like they dated in high school.
they wouldn't
right?
do that now. Like no one's gonna do that.
They dated
now.
in high school and decided like we are meant for each other. We're soulmates.
And everyone was super excited and like pressured them into it.
Out of everyone in the entire school, we met each other.
But that only happens once, so I don't think he's gonna get married of his own volition.
Oh no, he's already said he won't and he can't because again, like he's the sex doll guy. You just don't come back from that, and like he.
Well, no, he said he would if the human woman was accepting of
Yeah,
Amber.
I know that.
So it would have to be
And-
They
someone
could have
who's
like threesomes.
has no other place to go, basically.
Yeah,
Someone who has
like
to agree to everything.
a juggalette, but
A juggalette down on her luck.
It'll be like that one lady that stayed with AAP and stole from him.
he is a
With all
very
the
picky
scabs on his
person
face.
too. He like
Oh, yeah.
lists all the stuff that he like wants in a partner and like looks, and then it's just like, dog, you can't do that. You are you. You, if you want to date a human woman, have to make concessions.
Vince
So-
should stop buying wigs for Amber and buy one for himself. Look at that damn head. Bald.
I think
Yeah,
he
the
looks
smile
good.
too.
He's shaving it, dude. He's not actually bald.
Oh, like
okay.
Tate.
Yeah, he's a
It's so
top
funny
V.
that Andrew Tate said that. Now, like 40 days in jail, and he's just got this little, literally newborn-looking hair on top, and the rest is grown in on the sides. Oh, he looks like
Yeah, it just
Milhouse's
grows
dad.
slower.
Yeah,
They've
Fucking
held him
awesome.
for so long.
Good.
Yeah, they
Keep 'em.
definitely have stuff on him.
Sorry,
They-
keep him.
You've stopped hearing people say like, well, they actually have no evidence. They're just holding him for no reason because it's been like 3 months.
I think he was supposed to get out in like 2 weeks from now, but I'm not sure that's happening now.
I mean, he would just leave the country.
Yeah.
You can't let him out. That's the thing. He's like, that's the whole reason he's there, was to evade some sort of sex trial thing in another country.
I haven't verified it, so this could be fake news. So go ahead and you guys can go ahead and tell it to people too, since I said it's unverified. I think they seized his crypto as well, which is really funny. The fucking, I have all my money in crypto. You can't get it. Whoops.
No, turns out they
Whoops,
can.
you can just subpoena the company. And they
Turns
give
out
it
it's
to you.
really easy. Turns out these companies don't care about you either.
Yeah,
Or
they
maybe-
care more about the FTC or whatever it is, whichever one it is, the SEC, than they do about one of their random
SEC
guys.
won't let me be. No, the SEC is that's a college football.
Yeah, it was the Big Ten. The Big
Oh,
Ten
yeah.
keeps track of all the crypto
The
purchases.
B1G.
The Securities and Exchange Commission.
B1G.
The B1G takes care of the BTC, which we know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, college
It's
football.
the same
and Bitcoin,
government agency that's
closely related.
they're oppressing the Truth Social people. I've been on their
yeah.
subreddit, and they post these great threads about how the SEC and the Federal Reserve, they're conspiring to not approve a merger between Truth Social Media Group and Trump Enterprises Media Group, or one of these other fake companies that he has.
Damn.
And they think for some reason that if that happens, the stock price is going to go up, which it wouldn't. But they're like, it's crazy. They're so hyped up about it. Like, they don't even really care about making money. They just think, or they don't care about the fundamentals of the stock or anything. They literally think God is going to make this go up.
That's
It
such
sucks.
some dinar
God.
people shit.
I know. That's what
Yeah.
I literally was about to say. That
Yeah.
is dinar. Like those are just grandparents who are wasting your inheritance money on dinar.
Margie the dinar right
and,
now.
like,
Lynn is waiting.
Truth Social stocks, and you're just like, man, I really don't like Grandpa, but he's gonna pass away. I'm gonna get $10,000 from him, and joke's on you. You're not.
Man, the sponsored truths, I guess, on Truth Social are really good. I just wanted to look at Trump's timeline, and there's the first ad I get is from Patriots Only Insurance.
Oh,
And the ads in Comic Sans MS, and it says Americans in Florida can qualify to save $712 on auto insurance. Click here. And it looks like the click here should be a button, but it's just all one JPEG.
It's awesome that happens on his own website. Like, people sell fake merch with his name and face
Yeah.
on it in between his tweets, and he's fine with it. It's awesome.
So cool. Trump's
Yeah.
the man.
Truth Social, sponsored Truth. Get rich quick with Bitcoin without even buying Bitcoin. Check in quickly.
okay. Well, that's a
Oh,
good
okay.
deal.
I've always wanted to get rich with Bitcoin without having any Bitcoin.
Yeah.
That was the main stumbling block for me, is not having any.
I would say the same. I never invested in Bitcoin. Really hampered me from getting wealthy off of Bitcoin.
True.
I would say over the past like 12 years, I'm probably like negative $20 on Bitcoin.
Mm-hmm.
If you
Me
add
too.
like losing $100 in 2013 and then like making $200. like a couple of years ago.
I broke even by never purchasing it.
That's probably a good
pretty
idea.
good. Yeah.
Because we've talked about how insane you have to be the guy who doesn't sell it in like 2016.
Yeah,
and
I
holds
was gonna
onto
say,
it.
I do wish I would have bought some when my most nerdy friends were into it in like 2010 or whatever.
I
But
say, I mean, I
besides
wish I
that-
would have, but again, if I had $100 in something at that time, and as soon as it was like, oh, if I sell it now, I'd get $110, I'd be like, oh, hell yeah. That's
yeah,
a
like
lot
I'm
of
22. There's $100, and I have $0 in my bank right now.
Wednesdays in the Valley were dollar beers. I would have been like, oh shit, that's a $10 profit.
Yeah,
That's 10
hell
beers.
yeah.
Let me go.
Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
Fuck No way.
No way would I ever let it sit in there. Like,
I would be one of those guys that I forget I even have it if I did save it.
mhm.
Yeah, that's the only way to do it.
No, because then the guy that goes to landfill every day with depression because he has like 40 billion floating around.
That's
just gone. bozo.
really sad, man.
I mean,
What would
live your
that guy
life,
do
though.
if he found it? Like, it seems like it would be like, what am I thinking of? Like, it would be like the Twilight Zone episode where the guy breaks his glasses and he had all the
Mhm.
time in the world now.
Mhm.
Or like the thing where like someone wins the lottery and they get hit by a truck the next day.
Yeah.
I feel like the second he found that computer, like he would get struck by lightning.
Yeah,
Of course.
meteorite comes down.
There's just no way that ends well.
I was reading a story the other day about this big, I think he was Welsh, big fat Welsh guy that won the lottery like 70 million euro or something like years ago. And they're like, and he spent almost every last penny before he died. It was like this article. I'm like, good. Fuck man.
what?
Awesome.
Hell
Why
yeah,
not?
dude.
That guy went crazy.
That's
He
so
was-
much
he was already like-
DoorDash.
yeah, he was already like this big fat red like 70-year-old guy, and he died
that's-
like 5 years later and spent all of it. So insane.
Oh, that's so much
It does
DoorDash
stimulate the
or,
local economy.
or maybe 2 cartons of eggs, right?
Oh,
Oh,
boy.
yeah, you'd speak on it, brother.
Like if you're spending millions of dollars on DoorDash in your town, like you probably are helping a lot of people.
Oh,
I've been
more,
like-
yeah,
He
definitely.
probably kept a bunch of restaurants in
thinking
business.
I was thinking one of our favorite dumb fuckisms that we mentioned before, and that's the guy that no matter what the insane amount of lottery winnings is, he's like, I wouldn't even want that because after taxes,
Yeah, that's
like,
my favorite dumb guy.
after taxes, Andy. Dude, the other one that I've noticed so much, and it came up again today because there's a really sad. I recommend you don't watch it. There's some Polish streamer that was looking at her phone and hit a dog while she was streaming,
Oh, fuck.
and you could just
shit.
like hear it like yelping. It's sad. Anyway, I predicted it before I scrolled down. The fucking most Reddit ass comment. The dude that thinks there's like the fucking the internet veteran that's like, I've seen every video on the internet of people getting their heads blown up and get electrocuted, whatever. And if it's a human, I don't care. But if it's an animal getting hurt, I can't take it. And it's like, man, you're so special. That's crazy. It's like that mother. Stop bragging about the gore though. Like you don't have to watch any of that
Yeah.
shit. It's so funny to be that way. I understand what they mean because I'm pretty much the same way. But you don't have to say it and stop being those guys that's like, I've seen Brazilian beheadings worse than. It's like stop being that guy. You sound like a fucking freak. And
Why are you watching beheadings, man?
Also, it's not really necessarily like a good thing that you can't handle a dog dying, because
Yeah.
unfortunately, if you're a dog owner, at some point you do have to be in the room with the dog when they put it down at the
Yeah.
vet, and
Yeah.
that fucking sucks. But like
It
you can't
does.
be, I can't even fucking handle that. Like
Yeah,
okay.
You're normal. Congratulations. It's the most normal thing you
Like,
said
yeah, it's
since
horrible.
the last
It's
fucked
like-
up thing you said before
I
that.
also, it's really weird to me always to just be like, I don't care if a human dies.
Yeah, that's
I
what I'm
don't
saying,
fucking
like-
care. Oh, you could kill a million people
I
in front of
understand
me.
the sentiment, and what they're really saying is like I'm desensitized because like our generation we had too much fucked up shit
Oh,
right there to
for
watch,
sure.
and we're on Netscape Explorer in the schools and a VPN.
It's
what was it,
Russian
White-
people's fault. It all came out of the
Was it,
Caucasus.
wasn't whitefox.org the VPN that you just put on your school computer and then type in any URL and just blocked it? One of those sites. Oh, dude, you watch whatever. Everybody remembers that shit. We shouldn't have done it though. Like
No.
the
Yeah.
shit that I
It's
wish I didn't
fucked up.
watch. Like the fucking Daniel Pearl video. I wish I never watched that. Like that sort of shit.
Mhm.
At the time, I didn't even think about it again right after. But later on, you're just like, I wonder what I would have been like if I didn't watch that. Like,
All the time.
There's like the Russian prisoner where the Dagestani guys cut his throat open. You can hear
Yeah,
him
that one's
scream.
real bad. I watched that one in the school computer lab.
I was 12 when I saw that, and that gave me a stomach ache for a few hours to see that.
but we're not
Yeah, it
that
was
guy because it
dreadful.
also still makes us sick and we regret it. He's like,
I-
yeah,
I'm
I don't want to go back and watch that. That's nasty.
That's my armor because I'm from all these bad websites. Like, all right,
Yeah, I don't like gore and stuff. Like, I can see someone like
of the posting wars.
like
Yeah.
someone like at a distance, like getting into a boat accident is funny, but like blood
Yeah.
and screaming, it's like it doesn't like I can handle it, but I don't want to see it.
No, I don't like seeing it. I don't
It's like
want
those
to.
guys, it's like those guys acknowledging they don't want to go back to the actual what they call the glory days of Xbox
Yeah.
Live. They're like, no.
It was awful.
Someone getting into a boat accident from a distance.
Yeah, like the boat crashes where like there's some guy
Yeah.
who's going too fast and he
Those
like
are
just
cool.
hits another boat.
Yeah.
Well, it's like, you watch like a chase or like crashes, but like but everybody's fine. It's like, okay, nobody died, no big deal. But I don't like gore. I don't like people dying and anything like people or dogs. It's just it's so weird to me. I always thought it was strange.
I've looked at too much of that. I've looked at too much of that gore shit, like ogreish and stuff back in the day, just out of morbid curiosity, especially as a fucking
For sure.
homeschooler.
As a kid, that's what you're going to watch.
That was the last kid that should watch that shit. Fucking homeschooler.
I don't.
Homeschooler sitting there on ogreish and rotten. Get off there, man.
I think there is an argument that you can make that a lot of past generations saw shit like that in real life.
Mhm.
Like people who grew up during World War II, like they
absolutely, yeah.
probably did see a body with its head cut off.
For sure.
True.
And it
But-
does fuck you up, but like I don't think we're the first people to see that.
No, we're not. But
But compared to say like our parents, like people born in like the 60s and shit, those are people who not necessarily if they didn't do military time, especially, and they just lived in America. We saw way more fucked up shit than they did on the internet that they never seeked out either.
Yeah, people born between
There's a
like
gap
1945, as long as they didn't go to Vietnam, 1945 and like 1980 have probably seen the least dead bodies of anyone in human
Right.
history.
yeah, because as soon as the
That's
internet
cool,
comes
too.
around, they're not being like, oh, let's go on rotten.com and
Well, that's the
watch
other
some
thing.
guy
Yeah,
get his like eyes blown
That's
up.
the other crazy thing now is I've had in the past 16 months now I've had 3 cousins in school shootings, like in
That's
a school
yeah.
during a
God
shooting.
damn.
That's like that's a crazy stat.
Yeah.
But, like, that you could probably find another person that can say that, which is also crazy.
Mhm.
My cousin was invited to Pulse
No, I wasn't.
on that day. Oh, I'm glad you were. My actual cousin, he decided not to go. He was sick or something, and a few of his friends died. Not great.
No,
That's
my
horrible.
we
No,
were in
sucks.
Orlando because that's where my wife's from, and we left like 5 in the morning, and so we woke up at like 3, and that's when it like we got all this news, and like my wife's like family or like her sibling and like friends used to go there all the time. We were like, holy fuck. And so she's calling them trying to see if they went out or went home because like they had a big event that night, and she's calling them at like 3, and they're like, oh, what's going on? And she's like, you didn't see Pulse got shot up, but they were all safe. But she didn't know the people that passed away directly, but she like knew of them and had like met them like a couple times, but didn't actually like weren't friends with them. But yeah, it's crazy that like now you just know all these people. It's like, yeah, that's
Yeah,
There's just a
I guess we
shooting.
do see dead bodies.
yeah.
So maybe it's good that kids are like immune to seeing dead bodies from TikTok.
I'm also like, I mean, we all came from like sort of the same type of internet usage growing up, so it is also it's smaller than I'm making it sound of people that did look at that shit, because a lot of you guys even
Oh,
listening
for
right
sure.
now are normal and didn't encounter that, and that's fine, and I'm glad.
That's good. I'm glad. I do have a funny story about sort of the same thing. My parents were here this week, and the Cavs are playing on Wednesday, and it was on ESPN, and I have the League Pass. You can't watch the games on the League Pass if it's on ESPN or TNT. So I had to find a stream, and I was just streaming it from the iPad over in the corner to the TV. And every once in a while, like the stream cuts out, and I just use buff streams. Probably more people listening are probably familiar, and like it'll give you a list of different streams. And I clicked the first one, and then that one got cut out. So I was like, oh shit. So I went to the second one. Second one got cut out. Third, and then I went to this other one, and we're watching. It's probably third quarter, and we're watching it, and all of a sudden it gets cut out. And I was like, okay. And then on the screen, and I'm just sitting there watching it with my dad. On the screen they starts playing porno. A lady is playing with herself. It just cuts to that, and I was like, I had to run over to the iPad. It was like, what the fuck? And like, I never really thought about it, but it's so easy to do on a stream where you are hosting a stream like that, and people are playing it on a TV, they're watching it on their computer, watching it in public or whatever.
They're Chromecasting from another room.
Exactly. And you just cut the feed to that. And like all these people at like a Super Bowl party just start having porno being played on their TV.
That rules.
So
It just
fucking
made, I was
funny.
like, I've never seen that on any stream I've ever watched. And it was just so
Hey, that's why
awkward
it's
and
called
weird.
buff streams. They're in the buff.
Apparently.
That guy, like, yeah, that's an evil guy. Who
It is
set
a
that
very
up.
evil guy.
It is very funny.
It's so
and those
funny.
people do have no recourse because they are pirating a stream.
Yeah, exactly.
So
What
you
are you
can't
gonna
really
do?
complain, but
Evilstream.net/freefootball.
But my
you're just
dad
like ruining
just started.
people's nights so they have to see porno with their dad on the
It was
couch.
so fun. We just both started laughing. We're like, oh, wow, that's weird.
Yeah, if you're older than like 18, then it's like
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's better when. Well,
you're not like, oh no.
Still though, like some people would fucking freak out about that, man.
Oh,
if
I'm
you had like
sure.
your grandma in the room or something,
Yeah.
that
Oh,
would
I
be.
mean, not even that. Like more people would be worried, like if there's a kid around. Like I understand.
Oh, yeah,
but,
exactly.
like,
Yeah.
But like understandably so. But like I've seen people, especially that are like newer parents, that don't know really how to react in situations like that appropriately. Just fucking loser, fucking shit, man.
I remember that happened
What
with-
you just did.
That happened with my dad once, where he had Monty Python on the TV, and he forgot that there were like scientific drawings of tits or something as
Yeah.
part of it. And I remember I was just watching it, and I like didn't even like care what it was, and he was like, "Fuck!" And he just like went up and like angrily turned the shit off and like went out of the room.
I can't
And
believe
he was
this.
doing one of the funny walks as he left.
Yeah, I was like, I don't, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck, my put tits on the TV, god damn it.
He was
I think
actually
you're
mad
just
that he
angry
had
at
to stop
yourself.
watching it, or he thought he did. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
I think you're just angry at yourself because you're like, oh, fuck, I exposed them, and now they're
My
just
parents
they're
were so
ruining
lazy
the rest
at
of their
screening
life.
content. We'd be just watching they'd like rent just a rated R movie, and we'd be like, my older brother and I'd be sitting on the couch at like 5 and 6 watching it, just chilling. And then we get to like a sex scene. They'd be like, "Oh," they'd like make us put a pillow in front of our face. Like,
My parents were
I would
so
always peek
strict
during
about
Rob
all
Roy and see
that.
the boobs.
My parents were so strict, but then my aunt and uncle, we could just watch whatever we want. So it was just like, all right, like they have all the rated R
It's
movies.
very fun to me
They
to
have
fucking just
Goodfellas,
censor
Godfather.
the visual and just leave. Like,
Yeah.
you don't have to cover your ears or anything. It's fine.
Well, swearing is fine, but you don't want to see nudity.
Yeah.
Did you
can
ever
hear
have
the
to
sex.
watch the Romeo and Juliet, the movie from like the 60s,
Yeah.
I think?
Oh, I thought you meant the Leonardo DiCaprio.
Oh, I love that one. I just watched
Well,
that.
we'd
months
actually had
ago.
to watch that in a separate grade, but it was the one from the 60s. And I remember the teacher put a piece of cardboard up in front of the TV during the sex scene. And I realized later that the sex scene is child porn. Because
Oh yeah, I
think
guess because it's
the
Romeo
girl
and Juliet.
was 14 or something.
That's fucked up.
And sometimes you hear people
Well,
bring
W
that up
teacher,
still.
then.
And it's like, but it's like, oh my God.
What was
Like,
the
why
was
was
it
that on?
the Brooke
Why-
Shields movie? Was it Blue Lagoon? She was like 14 in that, and she was naked, and so was like the guy.
It's so
That's
weird
crazy.
that that's like just on. Like you could rent that at Blockbuster.
Well,
what
and
the
it's
fuck?
like, and you know, I'm not a prude when it comes to nudity, but like she's 14.
You
And
gotta
it just
be
makes
legal.
you think like the people filming that.
That's
are
way
just
too recent to
fucked
be
up.
that fucking with that shit.
Yeah, it's in the
Yeah.
70s, I believe, but it's just like, man, that clearly everybody in Hollywood is a pedophile.
What was
Clearly.
the Bryan Singer one with the shower scene?
Psycho.
Oh yeah,
one
I
of
don't
the
remember-
X-Men movies.
No,
I haven't
it
really
was-
seen a lot of his
See
before
movies.
Wolverine,
that. I don't
Wolverine's
know.
penis in the shower.
It was Logan's cock.
He had a 17-year-old stand-in for Wolverine.
He goes when Wolverine drops his towel and his big dick shows.
It's got a big long spike coming out. A claw.
A claw.
A little nail.
You gotta clip that thing.
A nail. Uh
Uh-oh.
oh. Nail in his penis. Can't
Hey,
talk
now.
about that. Well, Bryan Singer was just having allegedly. Bryan Singer was having allegedly underage boys allegedly at his house.
He had some fun pool parties.
Yeah. Same with allegedly Kevin Spacey.
Yeah, Kevin Spacey has fun with boys at his house. And on David Geffen's yacht, we all have fun.
Alex, he said fun with boys at his house. No
It's not a
big
crime to have fun with
deal.
boys at your house.
To a certain
Damn,
extent.
Alex is way more
No.
Catholic than he thinks.
Well,
was
in the
the
house
movie-
of God, it's okay.
Yeah.
Apt Pupil
Called the rectory.
from 1998.
Okay.
When I was in second grade, it was like Halloween, and then we came back and did show and tell. And if you didn't like actually have like a physical thing to bring in, you could just like go up and tell a story,
Mhm.
which must be fucking death for the teacher. But I guess you're not like doing anything. Anyways, my story is I went up and I was like, yeah, on the weekend I watched Ernest scared shitless. They're like, what? And I didn't know the difference between being scared shitless and being scared stupid. Like, I didn't register me that I shouldn't say shit.
Ernest scared shitless. Yeah, that one only came out in Canada. They cussed more.
Ernest gets fucked.
Is the
1999.
NC-17.
Ernest gets fucked.
Ernest gets fucked stupid.
Ernest goes dogging.
Ernest goes cruising.
Fuck.
My favorite Ernest movie is probably The Importance of Being Earnest. Even though it's really boring, it's arguably the most boring one
This bio.
because it doesn't have him in it.
Which I kept waiting for him to show up.
Yeah.
The whole time.
There's this thing right now that happens with the algorithm, and if there's one like screen cap from a movie that doesn't actually get talked about too much, you'll see it like 8 more times that week because everybody else on film Twitter's like, oh, I don't like that guy, but I like this post. So many young kids. And then just like there's too many fake blue check mark people that get too many retweets now because people are like, oh, I don't know why I'm not following this guy. He's got a check mark. It's just stupid. And that's like something I keep seeing this week like 8 times is this picture of Ernest when he's younger, and it's like, this man could have been a sex symbol. I'm like, no, nah, he's still pretty goofy. Stop doing this with every guy when it's just younger man.
Jim Varney,
younger
so
version of
sexy.
him. Fucking hate that shit.
It's so sad he had to suffer twink
He was
death.
he was a fine looking man anyway. Like he was already
Yeah,
handsome.
he's a
but,
good-looking
like,
guy, but like,
he's a good. I'm not saying he's a very handsome man, but like you can tell that what he looked like. It just looks like him. It's so funny, man. You're like, oh, Ernest could have been so fucking hot. Sit around
Yeah.
doing that. It's so cool.
that's like engagement baiting to a certain extent, where
yeah.
people like they pick some like mid-looking actress. Like
It
wasn't
works.
there a plot line on The Office about
Mid-looking guys.
what was the name of the actress?
Hillary Swank.
Hillary Swank. Yeah, they were arguing whether Hillary Swank is attractive or not. It's one of those things where you
It was.
actually true.
Is she beautiful or not? And then they were like, well, you know, I do want to do her, but like I don't think she's
Yeah.
beautiful. And it's like, okay, whatever.
It's like that method, but with guys, where you pick like a guy who's like sort of like kind of unconventionally good looking, and then people argue about
Yeah, like
it.
John Hamm.
Yeah, that guy's fucking ugly. I don't think about him at all because he's so
Fucking
ugly.
fat. Yeah, I used to like John Hamm, but he's fat now. It's like he looks exactly the same. What are you talking about? Dude, I feel like that's how gay guys are to each other. They're so mean. Gay fans are like that, man. I used to like him, but he got fat. Like he looks exactly the same. Like certain actors, like, man, you're so rude.
Yeah, people get mad when someone is just in their 40s.
No, this is my favorite too. The twink death. The twink death tweets.
Yeah, that's so
Suffering
weird.
from twink
Twink
death.
death is a horrible thing, and it's like just a picture of Leo when he's like 12 and one when he's like 70. All right.
He's not even gay. Don't you have to be gay?
You don't know.
And
I thought you had to be gay.
I don't make the rules.
The other post about Brad Pitt, they're like, "What is this
Oh,
outfit?"
yeah.
And it just looks like it's normal, comfortable, like really expensive people sweatpants. What is this outfit? Like that man turned 60 this year. He looks cool.
It's
Yeah.
a
And that's like an advertising thing deliberately, like the Ben Affleck thing,
yeah.
where there's some like stage paparazzi photo of him getting Dunkin'
that makes
Donuts and
so much
sweatpants,
sense.
and then it turns out to be part of a commercial.
That makes so much fucking sense for so much of that.
But
shit.
it's just also funny to do that, and you're just like, damn, this guy looks stupid. It's like, well, he's like, he just made like $60 million on his last movie, like, and he's doing pretty well. So like,
whoever posted that, like, immediately got a bunch of replies, like, I think those look pretty comfortable. And
Yeah.
immediately, like, they replied like 20 minutes later, like, this man's an abuser. No reason to support his outfits. They're fucking dying, man. Ugh, that's so cool.
What did Brad Pitt do?
Brett, somebody did show me. I forgot about this incident in like 2021, but I think
He
it happened
burned
in, like,
that guy's
2016.
hand with soap.
No, he got. I think he shoved Angelina Jolie when they were on a private flight from France to LA, and another instance where a guy pours fucking wine on his kids while he's drunk raging. So he terrified his kids. So.
He spent too much time in France, I guess.
I would say he started a
that.
fight. He started a fight club and made
True.
guys fight.
He's
each
doing
other.
like Fago stuff, but with wine.
Guy trying to like cover for Brad Pitt for no reason. You know, in those private jets though, like that jet stream gets quite turbulent, and if you're having wine, it could easily spill. It's
Well,
a little
frankly, there's
If you go
worse
through a
things.
cloud, maybe her fist would go into her by accident.
There's worse things to do on a private plane than spill wine on your kids.
Yeah,
Yeah.
at least he wasn't fucking them.
Google Jeffrey Epstein. Get back to me. Oh, Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
How
What?
come the Jeffrey Epstein flight logs aren't out?
Guys worry about Brad Pitt's flight logs to
Yeah.
Jeffrey's. It's fucking
Oh, here's the
sad.
thing: Brad Pitt didn't kill himself, guys.
Brad Pitt didn't kill himself.
That's right, he didn't.
Oh god.
Oh,
Damn
that
it.
does it for the racist episode. Good job,
Hey,
everybody. We made it
Episode
through it.
88.
Wait, we forgot to be racist.
Oh, well.
All right,
let's
ranking
get
the
in
races
right
in
now.
order.
Well,
Favorite,
next time
least
then.
favorite.
89 is the new racist number. See you later.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
What's
Bye.
better than classic rock?
Every classic rock song at the same time.